Hey everybody, it's Gypsy and welcome to On the Edge of Appalachia. And today I am recording in my new art studio, which if you did not see yesterday's short that I created, my son and daughter-in-law gave me a great surprise. I was not, the room where in the winter, I record and I do my art and stuff. I wasn't allowed back here yesterday. And I'm hearing, my son is like building something. I could hear that. My daughter-in-law's bustling around. So then they finally called me in. They created, it's gorgeous. There's a corner where I always had my grow lights for my plants, a little section for my fur babies. This is my art area here. My sewing area is over this way. It's just so beautiful. So you have to go check out, because I gave a view of the entire room with yesterday's video. Just wonderful. But today, last week, I briefly showed you a little Valentine kind of like gift that I did. And I said I was going to be doing a video on how I made it. Okay, so the following picture here is of the first one I did, okay? Now, I put these candy hearts, I put those in there after I got done painting it. Now, the mistake I made with the first one is I also painted my jar in pastels. So these just blended in and it didn't contrast. So I'm going to try to do more of a contrast with this one, okay? It's very easy, very simple. Now, I was gonna paint on glass like I usually do, but I came across this jar at Dollar Tree and it's plastic. So I thought, well, how do you paint on plastic? So I did some research and I came across a few different ways. So one said that you have to cover it in gesso first. I don't have any gesso around. Another one said they just painted right on the plastic. Now I don't see how that could possibly work unless they use special paints they did not mention. I don't know. If you paint right on the plastic, it's not really gonna take. It's not gonna stick to the plastic. And you'll have like these streaks that you could see through and stuff. You'll be able to see through. It wouldn't look good. Ugh. So let's see, who did I watch next? Oh, one roughed up her plastic with some sandpaper, etc. So I decided to come up with my own method, and it did work. So this was a pre-made, it's something about date cards or something. I don't have my glasses on, it's okay. So what I did first is on the lid, I took this sticker off because I don't want that on there. Oh, come on. And just take that off real quick. Just threw the stuff away. Took the silly date card. I guess they're cute, but I guess at my age they seem silly. Things change as you get older. Ooh, now the last one I had, the cards came out real easy. This is the same exact jar, but the cards don't want to come out. Oh, got it. Okay, now this does not come off, but there's a sticker on the bottom I'm going to take off. There we go. So, now, I don't know if you could tell in the picture I showed you of the last one I did, but I painted the whole jar except I had a heart right here where I kept it clear, okay? So, the first thing you want to do is get some kind of contact paper. I was going to use clear, I didn't have any, but I did have this other contact paper that I got from Dollar Tree, it is beautiful. Thankfully, I'm only using a little bit. I have to figure out something to use this for, but you know, it's this self-sticking paper. Okay, and it comes off very easily. So as you can see, I have a corner cut out where I did my first one. And I just get it to straighten out and trace my heart on the back of here and cut it out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to see if I could readjust this camera and turn on my art light. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on a hold a minute. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take my heart stencil and putting it on the back of my contact paper, okay? And I'm just gonna trace around. I had to put one of my desert rocks on top to hold it down because it's just so curly. I was having trouble getting it to stay down. I don't have my art studio totally organized and set up yet, and I'm just going, I have to cut this out. I don't know where my scissors are. Okay, I found my scissors, and I'm just gonna cut like this. Okay. I've got this. So what I want to do, okay, my jar, I do not want to use this. So I am going to stick my stencil sticker on here, on the opposite side of that permanent one. And hopefully you guys can find something better to use on yours. Okay, now here's the hard part. I'm not good at getting these things off. Oops, there we go. Okay. So, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I don't want like that seam there. So I'm going to move this over just a bit. Okay. I'll get it on straight. I'm getting out of camera range here. I am just getting used to my new setup. I'm not used to having all this fancy, recording stuff that my son and daughter-in-law set me up with. So it's going to take me some getting used to. It'll improve as time goes on. Okay, so I got this on here. So what I'm going to do next is you want to rough it up, okay? And so, you know, definitely, if you bought these like I did, go over this because you want to make sure this gets covered really well. Okay. And you just go all the way around. And the reason I covered it with my stencil first is because I don't want to make the mistake of scratching up the part I want clear. Oh, and one other thing I should have done when I put the stencil on that I forgot. Oh, let's see. I'm looking for my little dowel I use. Here it is. Okay. So what I want to do first, before I started that, was you want to press, especially around the edges of your stencil. This will make sure that it is on there really well. The edges are sealed. Because when you start painting, if it's not sealed down, you can get paint underneath. And we don't want that. Okay. So just go around and make sure you got everything nice and sealed. Okay, so continuing on with this. Okay, so what you want to do is get a brush or something, or a cloth, and we're just going to make sure there is no, dust or anything from sanding it. And it is nice and roughed up because my cloth is getting caught on there. Okay, so what we want to do next, I figured, well, since they put gesso, oh, and this one person, I forgot to tell you about, what they did is, instead of gesso, they mixed, they said 1 part of any kind of powder, which I thought was a little vague, 1 part glue and 1 part water. And they spread that on here first. Now what I'm going to do, I am not going to go quite that far. I think I'm going to take some of my cheap white paint. And I'm going to cover it in that. Okay. So this will kind of give it almost like a primer sort of thing. I think I'm going to use a chip brush. So, load up my brush. Okay, and we're just going to put this all around. Try not to get it on the threads. I will get that off. I'm probably going to give this, I don't know, an hour or two to dry. All right, and I am going to wipe off the stuff that got on the paint that got on my thread. But I found that just putting a coat of the white paint after you rough it up, it works fine as a primer. Okay, so let this dry for a minute, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now our base coat is dry. We're gonna put on the top coat. All the pretty colors. So what I did with the first one I made, I watered down my paints. So I wanted them not like really watery, but just a bit thinner than what they typically are. Because I want them kind of to run together, but not too much either. Okay. So, I picked some blue here. I have white. Oops, I got some blue in my white. But you know what? I don't really think that's going to matter, especially since they're going to be running together. I thought I had that rinsed off well, but apparently not. Thankfully, on a project like this, it's okay, unless you're really particular about having that exact shade. So then I have some magenta. I don't know, because I think the magenta with the white is what may have made my see-through heart to not show up. So I'm gonna see. Thought I pulled red. Hold on. I found some red paint, and I think I'm going to try that. I'm surrounded by a black cat and a white dog who seem to want attention right now. In fact, my cat, if you could see her, and I don't think you can, she's right off to the side of the camera because she always has to be in the center of everything. That's my Persephone. Whoops. Okay, so that's like way too much water. I'm gonna pour some of that out. Okay. And of course, blue got it. I'm just not doing good here. So this is ending up looking more patriotic, like 4th of July instead of Easter. But again, I just felt the pastels didn't work as well as I had wanted. Okay, so what I do, and if I feel that my colors aren't running together enough, I will put some extra water on my brush. So just take a dab. All right, I want to start with the red, and I'm just gonna put that here. Then I'm gonna rinse my brush, and with the blue, I don't want to do it too much because what color I'm gonna get is the purple. I'm gonna try just a little bit of blue, just like this. I think I'm gonna add some water. Okay, I am gonna end up with purple. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some white in there. And you just keep doing this. Now, if you want it to run together some more, I'm still trying to get used to my new fancy setup here, everyone. So I apologize if I keep going out of camera. I'm just gonna put a little on there. And you can, like I did this with my last one, I kind of turned it to kind of get a design in there. And we're just gonna keep doing this all the way around. It was a lot of fun. It's nothing that you have to be precise with, like when I'm doing a painting, like when I did my Santa Claus or my deer in the snowstorm. That was very precise. I had to be careful. This is just more fun. We're going to try not to get any in our threads. I think I'm gonna thin out that a little bit more. As you can see, you just get kind of some cool design. It's like nothing in particular. I want some blue down here. And if it does turn purple, I have no complaints because purple is my favorite color. So I'm just kind of going around my stencil here. And you do want to make sure you get in, like the V of your heart. So yeah, this is just a very quick and easy, for Valentine's Day, just a little fun. In fact, I think kids would love this. This kind of reminds me, I'm going to say thank you, Mom, since I can hear my mom from the spirit realm reminding me of this one. When we were kids back in the 70s, as many of you know, tie-dye was very, very popular. And I remember, I think it was in summer, my mom got a whole bunch of those like plastic kind of bins that you wash your dishes in. She got some of those. Let's see oops, I'm running down here. And she filled them with different color tie-dyes, got some cheap white t-shirts and rubber bands. And she had us all roll up a t-shirt and tie them with rubber bands. And then we dipped them in the different vats with the colors. It was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. Don't know if my siblings remember. I'm the oldest, so sometimes I remember things I don't. My brother probably remembers. He's only 18 months younger than me. My middle sister might. I have to ask her. She's 4 years younger than me. Now, my youngest sister probably does not, because she is 7 years younger than I am, which would put her at what, 53? So yeah, but we used to do kind of stuff like this. See, I've got there. I think I've got all of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I need for the paint to dry. So I think since I've been holding it this way, I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to make dinner, and then I will be right back with you. Okay, everyone. So I actually waited till the next day. After I cooked dinner and cleaned the kitchen, I was just like, okay, I'm done for the day. Now this one, I'm not sure. I actually think I like the pastel better, so I think maybe finding a different, like a candy to put in here that has a contrasting color. I'll show you when I put my candy hearts in here. So what I did was I also sprayed this with a protective coating, because this being plastic, I think that it would, the paint would chip, you know. So anyways, I just sprayed it lightly, and I let it dry. So now we're gonna take off the contact paper very gently and pray that it came out okay. So you just want to be, this one, don't know why, I'm having a harder time getting the contact paper off. Probably because I'm recording this one. And you know how that goes. Okay. So as you can see, where I had the contact paper is clear. Noticing I have a little bit of rough edges from where the paint was a little thicker. All right, so I got that off. And you could see it's got this here, okay? So I think, I don't know. It's really not noticeable, but to me it is. So what I did next was I took my candy. Let's see. Still getting used to my setup here, as you can tell. Oops. So I think, yes, the candy is going to show up better in this one. So I should not have done pastel, unless I got maybe the red little hearts, the cinnamon ones. Needs to have the contrast. All right, so that's what it looks like. I actually think, yes, the contrast is better here. So what we're going to do next is we are going to put, you see that little face? You see that little face? She always has to be right here. Okay, So I think what you can do next is like put a ribbon around the rim, and give me a second. Persephone, my cat, will keep you company. I'm just gonna reach over here. I'm thinking I'll go with this. Again, yes, I got this at the Dollar Tree. I mean, this whole thing, cute little thing, is just like all Dollar Tree. Piece of my dog's fur on there. Okay, so I cannot put the bow on with the camera, so I'm going to put you guys on hold. And, yeah, see, Persephone, she's going to be a center of attention. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what the finished product looks like. And yeah, I do prefer, if you're going to use these pastel colored candies, use primary colors on here. So I think this one came out better than the last one because I did contrast. Yeah, just put on a little bow, put this out somewhere. You want a piece of candy, open it up, get candy, whatever, makes a cute little Valentine's gift. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and I want to mention, I got the idea to put the clear heart and then paint over here from a blog post. If I can find the blog post, I'm going to put the link in the description below so I can give her credit. It's been a while since I found this idea. I just thought hers came out different because she did a different method, but I just thought that it was so cute. I had to give it a try. So I'm hoping to find it. If you want to do it her way, she used Martha Stewart's, here comes that cat again, marbling paint. And I guess you kind of, I don't know if you roll it in there or something. I've never used it before, but she used it. So anyways, my cat, I don't know what is with her today. She's not usually this bad. I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.